Good afternoon, Pool Player Nation, and welcome to Las Vegas for continuing coverage of the 2025 U.S. Amateur Championship presented by APA. Our coverage brought to you by our good friends at PoolDog.com. I'm your host, Jason Bowman, and I'm joined by Double J, Jeremy Jones. Jeremy, our first look now into the Open division of this year's U.S. Amateur Championship, and we've got a marquee matchup on tap between two former champions.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Brian Parks and Jacob Watson. And, you always talk about matches that could be the final as you go through the tournament, and why not here in match number one?
Yeah, 6 U.S. Amateur Championship titles between the two of them. Of course, Jacob, the most recent recipient in 2025, so this should be a great match. The Open division of the U.S. Amateur Championship is comprised of 123 of the top players from across North America. Before we meet our participants in this match, let's take a look at the U.S. Amateur Championship format. Now, in the Open division, it is also a double elimination race to 7. There's going to be 5 games of 8-ball up to 8 games of 9-ball. The winner of the lag can opt to choose either the format, the 8-ball or 9-ball format, or they can take the break. Now let's go ahead and meet our participants. I know Jeremy mentioned them, but we have from Bakersfield, California, 5-time U.S. Amateur champion Brian Parks, and from Tyler, Texas, the 2022 U.S. Amateur Champion, Jacob Watson. These guys are ready to get things started. Let's take you down into the pit for the start of this great match. You got Brian Parks on the left, the red and black, Jacob Watson on the right. And as you mentioned, Jeremy, both lefties. Battle of lefties. Parks will win the lag there.
Yeah, the lefties we always talk about usually carry something special in sports. They're always a little unique. And these two, not the tallest guys in the room, right? Both of them very similar in stature, but bring a big game and have experience in this main table.
This can be a fun one. Brian will take the break. Jacob will opt to start in the 8-ball set. No big surprise, especially with these two. I wouldn't have expected it any other way.
Yeah, and both big breakers of the balls, and even though we saw a stingy table in match number 1, I think it'll open up here with, especially Brian. I know he can really hit them. Now with the template rack, sometimes you take a little speed off is really the answer.
5 or 6 years since we've seen Brian Parks here at the U.S. Amateur Championship.
Looks like he's breaking second ball. So watch for the 9 maybe going in, or the ball cross side. I was about to mention the 10 ball. And that certainly found the pocket.
One of each on the break.
Yeah, and there's a few little clusters, the 2-9, the 7-14. The stripes look a little better, but the 9's a really hard one to get at. Anytime you have a problem, you want to get at it early, or as early as possible. That's something that makes sense. The problem with the solids is it's really tough to open the 7. I don't think it goes. I think it's attached to that 14, and I think it's got to be the stripes, really. He's going to open with the 14. There's reasons for that. He wants to leave the 15 to maybe open the 9 with. So I think he's got to gamble a little bit here, go forward off this. He's going to contact the 6 and get some kind of angle to pocket the 15 in the side and open up the 9. Yeah, he's going to be nice here. And there's that angle I was talking about. He can go off the 15 to the top cushion and come to the back side of the 2 and 9. Now, the problem is the 6 covered up this rail here, or this pocket on the lower end. He'll take that. I'll tell you, if I had some path off the 11 to get on the 9, I might play the 11. I think the 9's a bit missable. So if I was comfortable to cut the 11 and come around the table and get position on the 9, I think that's the ball I play.
Brian off to a good start. No big surprise there, as Jacob Watson waits patiently for his first chance at the table. We'll see if it comes in this first rack or not.
Yeah, tough shot here. Hit it well. Now he's gotten pretty nice on the 12 to draw back for the 8 in the side. And our first ball on the break here in this main table is going to open up to a break and run, it appears. When you see a guy's name like Brian in the field, you just feel like you're going to have to beat him at some time or another to win the tournament. And
maybe get him early.
Yeah.
Parks pockets that 8, takes that first rack in surgical fashion. He leads 1-0 in this race to 7. He will have the break when we return in just a moment.
PoolDog.com is the best place to buy billiard supplies. We have a massive selection of pool cues and billiard accessories featuring all of the top brands and styles that will help you take your game to the next level. Our top-rated customer service, same-day shipping, and 60-day satisfaction guarantee that even covers chalk cues means you can buy with confidence. Shop now and see for yourself why PoolDog.com is the pool player's best friend.
Ready to enjoy pool at a whole new level? At PoolDog.com, we know that playing your best is simply more fun. That's why we offer a huge selection of pool cues from all the top brands backed by our 60-day satisfaction guarantee, including chalked cues. Build your ideal cue with custom options like shaft upgrades, precision tips, and more. You'll feel the difference immediately with a stick that's truly an extension of you. Get the performance you need, risk-free. Find your perfect cue at PoolDog.com.
And welcome back to Las Vegas for continuing coverage of the 2025 U.S. Amateur Championship. Brian Parks of Bakersfield, California at the table, preparing to break for the second time in this match. He leads 1-0. We'll get that score updated for you here momentarily.
Yeah, watch for the 10 cross side again. See right there.
Nailed it.
Yeah, that's the ball, especially with the template. You're getting such a pure rack. That ball there on the second ball break along with the corner ball, you can make at a decent percentage. And the better you hit them, the more often it repeats. And Brian's hit him really well on both. Does he have much of a shot on a stripe? He's got the 9, but he's jacked up and maybe hard to move the cue ball. Might take the cut on the 11 in the side. Really hard not to come away with a shot. He's kind of gambling with the cue ball a little bit, but better off to make sure you have a future if you do make the 11.
I wish we had asked these guys if they've played before. I'd be surprised if they have not.
Yeah, I don't know, though, because Brian seemed to take a little hiatus from pool.
The USAM
yeah.
and Jacob. Now, Brian took a break from USAM. He was still playing in other amateur stuff.
Yeah.
Because he's always out here at our events, and, of course, Jacob is as well. So I'm guessing they've played before. I'd be more surprised if they have not. But didn't get a chance to ask him. I'll have to ask him after the match.
Yeah, had to use the rail a little bit. Real savvy player, Brian. Very smart and understands what's going on the pool table. Now a little stun up and should pick these off for a 2-0 lead and 2 breaking runs to do it.
I just answered my own question, Jeremy. 2016 U.S. Amateur Championship these two played. It's amazing
Really?
what you find when you
9 years ago.
Google stuff, right?
Yeah.
And
well, that must have been Jacob, one of his first ones.
I
if
think
not
he
his
might have
first.
been a rookie. And
Yeah.
what was the score of that match? Jacob might have won that match.
Well, Jacob is a guy that believes in himself big time, as you have to do well in tournaments or matches, and he's got a lot of game. Can't do much from the chair, though. That's what it's been here to open this match. It's a race to 7. Combination of 8 ball and 9 ball. Right here, of course, you can't afford to miss. Just take care of the cue ball. You don't want it kissing off a ball and scratching somehow.
Looks like Parks got the better of Jacob back in 16. They've probably played since, too, but they did play once as Brian takes a 2-0 lead now. This race to 7. Haven't had a chance to get to the table yet for Mr. Watson, but maybe in this upcoming third rack that we'll have when we come back here in just a few moments.
PoolDog.com is the best place to buy billiard supplies. We have a massive selection of pool cues and billiard accessories featuring all of the top brands and styles. Shop now and see for yourself why PoolDog.com is the pool player's best friend.
And welcome back to continuing coverage of the U.S. Amateur Championship in Las Vegas. Brian Parks with the break once again, leading 2-0 over Jacob Watson in a race to 7.
Yeah, again, now the 3-ball cross side and possibly the 12 right here in the corner. Yeah, the 12 goes and the 3 nearly goes, but the cue ball's gotten lost, so now Jacob has a chance.
First opportunity now at the table for Jacob Watson. Jacob won this event back in 2022, our last year at Strokers there in Palm Harbor. Defeated Ernesto Bayawa.
Yeah, it was an all-Texas affair in that final.
Mm-hmm.
Should be the stripes here, even though ball in hand, they're both very playable. Just the first shot's a little funnier and maybe a little more difficult out with the solids. Doesn't appear the 15 passes the 7. I'm not sure it passes the 3 on the opposite side, so this will tell us a lot the way he plays this. He drew back for the 15 in the corner. Pretty smart. Now he's just got to kill the cue ball a little bit to hold for the 11, and it should be the 10 last before the 8. And the slick table, the new felt, it's really easy to kill the cue ball, so not too many worries here. Ten does go on the side, but I think he would rather have the corner after making the 11. Doesn't want to get jacked up, though. Held it nicely. Now, does he follow above the 7? I kind of like that myself. Just take a little distance on the 8.
And Jacob Watson takes advantage of his first opportunity at the table, picks up his first game, trails by just 1, and he will have the break when we return in just a moment. And welcome back to Las Vegas, continuing coverage of the U.S. Amateur Championship. Jacob Watson preparing for his first break in this match. Match of former U.S. Amateur champions, 6 titles between the two of them. Jacob, the 2022 champion, Brian Parks, who is currently racking, 5-time U.S. Amateur champion who has not played in several years. And as we mentioned, a marquee matchup early on here in the U.S. Amateur Championship for you folks, all courtesy of our friends at PoolDog.com.
Yeah, just
Another
pretty good
scratch on the
hit.
break.
Yeah, it looked like a kiss there. I'm not sure if we get a replay or not, but it looked like a kiss on the bottom end. And now ball in hand for Brian. Much more difficult layout, but very playable, and probably the stripes, I would think. Or excuse me, the solids. The stripes are very open as well. Actually, both are very playable. I think I like the solids, though. And what'll fool you sometimes is you look at the 3, 2, and 6, but once you pick the 3 off, everything opens up there, and it's not really much congestion at all.
This is the 4th of 5 racks of 8-ball, and it's been pretty impressive so far. Parks with a break and run in each of the first 2 racks. Scratched on the break in the 3rd. Jacob Watson then ran out. Here we are in the 4th, where Watson scratched on the break, and Parks is back at the table. And let's see if he can keep the streak alive.
Yeah, looking to get back to that 2-game lead, but if you're watching the break shot, and of course how both players are executing after the break, I don't think your lead's very comfortable in this match.
I mean, so far it's just been a great showcase of what the U.S. Amateur Championship really is, which is just elite amateur level guys. Great sportsmanship, obviously, but just putting it all out there. And, man, no mistakes early on, really, from these guys other than each of them scratching on the break one time.
Yeah, a lot of times when they're playing so well, just, don't overlook something. Don't let the silly mistake kind of creep its head. Seems to happen with these great players every now and again. But now a 3-1 lead.
Parks pockets the 8 in the corner, and as Jeremy mentioned, takes a 3-1 lead as they prepare the final rack of the 8-ball set. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in just a moment.
He did it. He did it. Holy smokes, what a shot.
The 2 defeats the 9. David has beaten Goliath.
And welcome back to Las Vegas, continuing coverage of the U.S. Amateur Championship. Brian Parks with the break once again.
Yeah, look for the 5 cross side and the 9 in the lower corner. Really good with the ball cross side. It's been right on point.
Going to get the 1 as well. Watch out up top. Cue ball holds on.
Yeah, but he's brutalized here. If he has a shot at all, it's some kind of long one. I think he can get at the 6. That's about it. Maybe he can get at the 3. That may not be that bad if he can get it by the 12. Try and cover up the pocket. Just going to try and roll this in. If you can get at the 4, that would be better, but
Jacob Watson now back to the table. Jacob is out of Tyler, Texas. He's actually now an APA league operator. He's come a long way since he started coming out here. I think he started playing USAM at 18 years old. Still a relatively young man, but he's in the kind of that Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas kind of mix right there on the little borders where they all come together.
Yeah, the east side of Texas, actually really pretty, that area as well. But yeah, Louisiana and Arkansas. Not too far from Dallas as well, which is a big pool area. All right, if he takes care of the 12, really not a whole lot of problems otherwise. It's all about just making the 12. He'll certainly have a shot. I can just roll forward for the 14. And then the 15 last before the 8.
Ouch. Just when it looked like Jacob was going to make quick work of that rack and pull within 1, a missed 8 ball in the corner.
Yeah,
tough to make those mistakes in these kind of matches.
Yeah, I missed it by some margin too, which was really didn't expect to miss it all. Oh, a little bit of a mistake here. I don't know if he can get at the 7 or not. If he can't, Jacob's probably going to get back to the table. He may not like the position, but
it's kind of the first flinches we've seen in this match, Jeremy. Everything's been so precise, so perfect. A little bit of a struggle for each in this final rack of the 8-ball set.
now can he shoot the 7 and just roll forward and use the 2 as a blocker on the 8? I think that's what he's kind of looking at now. Just keep it simple. Your opponent's still got to make some kind of great shot to beat you. Just taking that little extra time, just kind of confirming what he wants to do. Now he's kind of queuing down on the ball a little. Oh, he had to go. He couldn't go straight at it, so had to kind of dig on the cue ball a bit.
As you predicted, Jacob Watson back to the table. But a less than great opportunity on this 8-ball.
Yeah, and the thing is, he knows the type of player he's facing, that he can't just kind of bump the 8. He's got to try and make the ball some kind of way. Brian will just have too big of an advantage otherwise. I think he can see a little piece of it, but is there any future in that? Maybe bank it back, kind of where he's standing, that lower corner. I think he's just sizing it up here. Not really going to pull the trigger. Yeah, that's the only possible shot I saw going direct at the 8 besides kicking at it. So cue ball's going to get turned loose. Watch out for the scratch in the corner up off the 3. Yeah, there just wasn't a whole lot he could do.
Parks back to the table now. Opportunity to close out the 8-ball set with a 4-1 lead.
That's a little bit of a mistake, just taking that. I wouldn't say taking it for granted, but just kind of assuming it was easy. Now he's a little straight on the 7, so he's going to have to play short side on the 3, and he's still got to get back down for the 8. And can top English get him all the way back down there on the slick table. Yeah, he hit it sweet. Huge game to finish the 8-ball session, Jason.
Yeah. This one should have gone the way of Jacob Watson. Unfortunately, failed to pocket that 8-ball.
And a bit of momentum heading into the 9-ball.
Yep. Brian will have a 4-1 lead. As we mentioned, that'll be the end of the 8-ball set. And we'll be back in just a few moments with continuing coverage of the U.S. Amateur Championship.
Listen, I know that you don't play pool, but my league team is looking for someone tonight who's never played, so you're coming with.
Hey. Welcome. Hey, how you doing?
I can't believe it. You did it. We're going to Vegas.
Ever wonder how good players can glide around the table pocketing balls? It's not luck or magic, it's cue ball control. Understanding the natural path of the cue ball is the first step to control. Then you'll learn how applying different spin will alter that path to get in position for your next ball. Want to control the cue ball like an expert? Discover this full tutorial, plus bonus drills in our Pool Dog Academy training archive. Dive in and start playing better pool.
Ready to enjoy pool at a whole new level? At PoolDog.com, we know that playing your best is simply more fun. That's why we offer a huge selection of pool cues from all the top brands backed by our 60-day satisfaction guarantee, including chalked cues. Build your ideal cue with custom options like shaft upgrades, precision tips, and more. You'll feel the difference immediately with a stick that's truly an extension of you. Get the performance you need, risk-free. Find your perfect cue at pooldog.com.
PoolDog.com is the best place to buy billiard supplies. We have a massive selection of pool cues and billiard accessories featuring all of the top brands and styles. Shop now and see for yourself why PoolDog.com is the pool player's best friend.
The Westgate Las Vegas Resort and Casino. Legendary. Vegas. Fun. Enjoy Westgate's classic gaming and entertainment. Savor fine dining. And experience the world's largest sportsbook, Westgate Superbook. It's all at the Westgate Las Vegas Resort and Casino.
Ever wonder how good players can glide around the table pocketing balls? It's not luck or magic, it's cue ball control. Understanding the natural path of the cue ball is the first step to control. Then you'll learn how applying different spin will alter that path to get in position for your next ball. Want to control the cue ball like an expert? Discover this full tutorial, plus bonus drills in our Pool Dog Academy training archive.
And welcome back to Las Vegas, continuing coverage of the U.S. Amateur Championship. Brian Parks out of Bakersfield, California at the table with a sizable lead at this point, 4-1. After the 8-ball set, they are now in the 9-ball set. Brian breaking, chance to extend the lead.
Yeah, a good break off, which I expected. I expect from both players to make balls. Never know about the cue ball, of course, but it looks like the twos jumped in the way. May have a little portion of the one, but is there really much to play with?
I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Action Cues, Kamui Tips, Diamond Tables, Aramith Balls, and the good folks at PoolDog.com. Push out there for Brian.
Yeah, if you're somewhat new to 9-ball, the push out, it's only after the break, the breaker on making a ball or the incoming player off a dry break has the option to push the cue ball anywhere they want. They have to declare push out. And then the incoming player has the option to take the shot or pass it back. Really nice there. Wow. What a great hit. I think Brian expected to maybe be snookered, but not this badly. I don't know if there's much of a path here with the 5 there. He's going to have to spin it and hit it kind of light.
All right, so nice safety by Jacob Watson forces the issue, and he is now working with ball in hand, looking to get back into this match.
Yeah, you would think the 1 on the side, follow up for the 2. Got to shake off that big miss in the last game of the 8-ball. Made a really nice out. And, could have got a little closer to the 8, but still a ball he's supposed to make. I think Jacob would tell you the same. Now he's got it a little in between here. He's either got to kill the cue ball nicely to hold for the 5 with this much angle, or he's got to go back and forth. On this table, he could get near the 9 coming back and forth. Oh, he hit it sweet.
Impressive answer there by Jacob Watson. Picks up his second rack of the match, now trails by 2, and he will have the break when we return in just a moment.
PoolDog.com is the best place to buy billiard supplies. We have a massive selection of pool cues and billiard accessories featuring all of the top brands and styles that will help you take your game to the next level. Our top-rated customer service, same-day shipping, and 60-day satisfaction guarantee that even covers chalk cues means you can buy with confidence. Shop now and see for yourself why PoolDog.com is the pool player's best friend.
Ready to enjoy pool at a whole new level? At PoolDog.com, we know that playing your best is simply more fun. That's why we offer a huge selection of pool cues from all the top brands backed by our 60-day satisfaction guarantee, including chalked cues. Build your ideal cue with custom options like shaft upgrades, precision tips, and more. You'll feel the difference immediately with a stick that's truly an extension of you. Get the performance you need, risk-free. Find your perfect cue at PoolDog.com.
Welcome back to continuing coverage of the U.S. Amateur Championship. Jacob Watson preparing to break here.
Yeah, interesting. He broke from the side rail, the opposite side rail on the 8-ball, but he's going to follow his opponent to the other side rail here in the 9. And a real square hit on the rack. And talked about it earlier, not really much of a lead. I don't think it's too protected with these two, the way they break the balls. Yeah, and really, Brian, can't do anything but tip your hat on the last game, that safety that Jacob played.
There haven't been many mistakes. The missed 8-ball is essentially the only one that's really cost him, and Jacob had a nice answer for that in the next rack.
Yeah, this one ball, I'm sorry.
And the run out. No, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
It's tight. He's got to use the side rail a little bit like that. A little bit awkward cueing here. The 7 there, but should be fine.
I believe this would be his first break-in run of the match, right?
Yeah, his only break in the 8-ball he scratched after Brian had scratched in the previous game. So
8 in the corner. Nine ball is down. Jacob pulls within 1 rack of Brian Parks, and we'll have the break once again when we return in just a moment.
He did it. He did it. Holy smokes, what a shot.
The 2 defeats the 9. David has beaten Goliath.
And welcome back to Las Vegas, continuing coverage of the U.S. Amateur Championship. Jeremy, this match so far has lived up to the hype. Jacob Watson trailing by 1 game to Brian Parks, but with the break here and a chance to tie this match up at 4 games apiece. It is a race to 7.
Well, if the 8 stays out of it, he's going to love this. This is dressed up nicely. 3 down, is it on the break?
3 on the break, yep.
And that's what I was going to mention before this break is I kind of feel like the only real bad thing that can happen is on the break for these guys, just because the break sometimes you just can't predict. Get awful kisses on the cue ball. And
I'm going to be real surprised if we're not 4-4 here in about 45 seconds.
Yeah, it's fast and loose, just like the color of money. He's just got to pay attention to this shot. The 7's a hair awkward, and he's a little flat. Does the 7 go easily in the side? If it does, that would make things very playable. Now, does he have to move 2 cushions forward? Can he just stun across? Looks like he's going by the 9.
Hope you folks are enjoying this coverage of the U.S. Amateur Championship, brought to you by our friends at PoolDog.com. Keep them in mind as we enter the Christmas holiday season. 6-ball falls for Jacob. Watch out, though.
Yeah, and that's just all about how he hit the pocket. If you notice, he caught the 6 a little thick to the pocket, and that changed the route of the cue ball.
Little
subtle swerve shot here. This is all do or die, really.
This could be a critical moment in this match. He's already had one mistake that cost him a rack. Can't afford 2 against Brian Parks, not when he gets the break to go with it.
Yeah, especially, the first mistake was late in the rack after he'd done all the hard work. It's kind of the same thing here. Great hit.
Looked to be in, too, and just can't quite drop. Parks back to the table now.
Yeah,
Boy, that was close. Just
yeah, very good.
corner.
I was going to say maybe gives him a chance of not leaving a shot with the jump cue compared to the swerve, but he went all in for the make, so he hit the jump with a lot easier speed. I mean, you figure to get another shot, right? When you go back to the chair, it's going to be 5-2, but I tell you, it could be his last, really.
Parks picks up another rack, now at 5, needs 2, and he will have the break when we return in just a moment. And welcome back to Las Vegas. Continuing coverage of the U.S. Amateur Championship, Brian Parks leading 5-3 in this race to 7.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like the 3 is a given, the way these guys are breaking the balls, that wing ball. Just all about containing the cue ball as well. He's made the 3. Putting a little more power into him than Jacob. Now, kind of an odd safety here. Kind of got to push through here and go between the 4-9 with the cue ball. Let the 1 come up the side rail a little bit. May have gotten away with that a little bit.
See what Jacob can do here.
Ernie wants to get a little separation here, kicking behind the 1. Put it up table and keep the cue ball down on the bottom end. Not bad. 6 got a cushion. The 1 got a cushion. Certainly take that.
Brian working through his strategy in his mind for how to tackle this.
Yeah, it's pretty tricky. You could bring the 1 down 2 rails, but then you're putting it near the 9. So you could give up an early win if things get away. I don't mind that at all. Attacking there. Now the 6 is going to be an issue later in the rack, but I wouldn't try to break it out now. It just doesn't sit well to do so. I think you're just going to get in position later on to maybe play a safety on the 6. He's trying to bump it now, I think. Oh, well, I got a lot into it, and that's just enough to open it up to make it playable later in the rack. You got to gamble a little bit if you want to become a better player. Take some chances at times.
We'll have one additional match today at the 4:30 round. That's 7:30 Eastern time. We'll have Lance Ireland,
Huntsville,
and
Alabama.
Sam Gilmer.
Yeah.
Sam is the reigning 9-ball shootout champ, and Lance Ireland, a Masters champion.
Did you finish 3rd here last year, Lance?
Yeah, I think the year before they won. I have to go back and look.
No, I'm talking about him in the U.S. AMs, I think, maybe.
Oh, yeah, he's another guy that's should be another outstanding match. Just a reminder, give us a like, a follow, subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. That way you get the notifications. We've got 4 rounds we'll be bringing you tomorrow, which, by the way, I didn't get a chance to tell you, but we're going to cover the 10:30 round tomorrow morning as well. And I know how you like to get up early. You said you woke up at 4 a.m., though, this morning. So
No. Yesterday, before I flew, I was up at 4.
Oh, well, see, I committed us already thinking you keep getting up early. So.
Well, I've been getting up a little earlier. It's just a little coming back from Asia. Had a long trip at Brian Parks, I tell you.
About to be on the hill in this race to 7.
Yeah, he's laying down the law at the moment. And we'll have one more break to try and win this match.
As Jeremy said, Brian leads 6-3. See if he can put it away when we return in just a moment.
Ever wonder how good players can glide around the table pocketing balls? It's not luck or magic, it's cue ball control. Understanding the natural path of the cue ball is the first step to control. Then you'll learn how applying different spin will alter that path to get in position for your next ball. Want to control the cue ball like an expert? Discover this full tutorial, plus bonus drills in our Pool Dog Academy training archive. Dive in and start playing better pool.
And we are back here in Las Vegas. Brian Parks, Bakersfield, California, looking to win his first match in this year's U.S. Amateur Championship. He is up 6-3 over Jacob Watson. No movement on the 9-ball, but drops a ball, and it looks like Gonna have a tough time getting to that one.
Yeah, he may have a little sliver, but again, no future, so it's going to be a push out of some sort. I like the push out to the kick shot here. Just maybe push out a little towards the center of the table, leaving the kick to the side rail, trying to hold the cue ball on the one. I don't like taking on the kick right now. I think push out and kind of evaluate from there. If your opponent gives it back, you want to protect that 6-3 lead as best as possible. He's going to play the push out. You have to give this back, I think, if you're Jacob, even if you never get any more look at the table, but I think he's got to give this up. Hope for a better chance.
Our defending U.S. Amateur Champion, James Blackburn, not in action until 6 o'clock tonight. But assuming he wins his first 2 rounds tonight, we would likely see him tomorrow in that 10:30 round on the winner's side, so we'll see how he does. He's taking on Sucheng Chow. I have no idea if I pronounced that right, but
sound pretty good.
That's his first round opponent tonight here at 6 o'clock.
He's overcut this. Don't know if he's going to give up much of a shot that Brian can really attack with, but there's a bank, but it doesn't offer much for position on the blue two. Now he's looking to see if I can get to somewhere for a position if I want to go for this bank.
Jacob Watson's still alive.
Yeah, you don't feel he's going to get a lot of help from his opponent, some kind of errors, so he's got to win this game and then maybe put a few together. Not bad.
Obviously a must-win rack for Jacob. Every rack from here on out must win.
Could kick and kind of just bunt this to the bottom rail. You're not going to get a snooker, but keep your opponent off the shot.
Illegal contact with the one. So Jacob will have to do things the hard way.
Yeah, I wonder if he can hold him behind the 6, or has he got to come behind the 3-7? He could hold him behind the 6. He's looking at it more of a 2-rail escape, trying to come across it off the top cushion. Went right in between. Now what's the 4 going to do? 4's all right.
Ball in hand opportunity for Jacob.
Yeah, bump the balls on the bottom a little bit, the 9 and 3, though, so he's made the 3 a little tougher. That's what Jacob's looking at now. Still very playable, but definitely more difficult than it was. He's going to get a little straightish here. Not sure that's the best position he wanted. Going to have to get into the cue ball a bit. Great touch. It's left a very doable kick off the top cushion, though. One that you make a bit more often than you would think.
I was trying to figure this out earlier. How many years have you been coming to U.S. Amateur Championship now?
Is this my 5th year?
I think it's more than that. I mean,
is it? Let's see.
I feel like you were coming before the pandemic, weren't you? Didn't you get at least 1 year in before the pandemic?
Maybe.
I feel like you did. 19, probably.
Let me think if I can remember who the first champion was that I saw there. That would help.
I'll be impressed if you can remember that.
Me too.
I can't think of 19. Oh, I think I know who won in 19.
I have to think that over, but
if I told you the winner, would you know?
Maybe.
I mean, would you know if you were there?
Yeah, I think so.
Blake?
Oh, Brett. The late for the men's or the open, excuse me.
Yeah.
Blake Baker. Yeah, I was there.
Okay, there you go. You didn't look sure.
Yeah, well, I was trying to think of the ladies. I was like, it's easier.
Tina Larson.
Yeah, okay, Tina Larson. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I was there for Blake's win for sure. Remember it every time I see on the opener, him celebrating. Nice shot there from Jacob. He'll take that. If he has left much, or if he has left something, it isn't much. I think he's totally snookered.
This looks like some kind of elaborate trick shot here. Set up. Training drill.
Yeah, I think he may try and make it in the corner. If not, try and leave something long. He's going to get kissed. Is it going to open up? 6 is going to hang. So now Brian Parks with his first real chance to kind of seal the deal here in round 1.
Now this is double elimination. Both players here will advance regardless of the outcome. One will have to do it with no margin for error. It is double elimination up until the championship round, which is an extended single elimination race. See Brian shaking his head there.
Yeah, he was trying to come above. I think the way the table's playing, just kind of just tap that in and play the 4 up long. Really, a player like Brian, he's not going to miss that shot. Now he's probably got to play a safety behind the 7-9. So Jacob may get another swing at it. It's going to open up a little bit. He's got the 8 there as well, though. But Jacob's very happy to be back at the table, as he should be. He's going to kick to the top cushion, trying to come behind this. Yeah, very well done. Just trying to live for a better shot. You may see Brian go for this bank. It's not the worst shot in the world to go for. I mean, you could get safe if you miss it, or at least leave Jacob something difficult. All right, he's trying to edge this ball. This could get away from him. Not an easy shot.
Jacob quickly out of the chair.
Yeah, he could swing at the bank as well and go at the 9 with the cue ball. I think that's what he's looking at. Yeah, try and bank the ball in, swing the cue ball into the 9. You have position on the 7 if you make the 4. Key to this is don't overhit it. It's easy to want to put too much speed on these shots. Yeah, and then you just kind of lose accuracy on all of them, really, but might get away with it, Jason. No, he's left a cross-side bank for Brian. This is really the winning shot. Now, even though he's in close quarters, he's a little thin, so he's got to pay attention to where the cue ball's going.
And just the 9 ball remains for Brian Parks. And the 9 ball falls. Parks takes the match 7-3 over Jacob Watson. Nice show of sportsmanship there between those former champions. And that will do it for our first match of the day here on the live stream. In the Open Division, we will have continuing coverage this year's U.S. Amateur Championship at 4:30 Pacific Time, 7:30 Eastern. Come back and join us. We've got Lance Ireland, Sam Gilmer going head-to-head. Should be a great match. Make sure you come back and join us.